A little bit further, but I mean, when you talk about the CBN, they also say that yes, they can rely on the $30 billion reserves to continue this intervention, and that yes, that will be enough for a while for this one. But it's still about the supply side. Does that then mean that we're going to deplete our reserves if they say we'll keep relying on the reserves?
No, it doesn't mean depleting the reserve. You see, reserve is for you to be able to trade over a long time. The more reserve you have, the more you can have some credit from international whatever for over a long time. I think that is what you're looking at. I don't see them doing that. We should depend on CBN side alone. That's why I said.
Is this where finance houses come in?
Yeah, that's why I said the economy is, when you look at it, the SME growth is quite important here. I just mentioned a typical example of AGOA. AGOA has been BOI, nobody has been accessing the fund.
Some actually said that some of the stipulations for some of these farmers say, look, they're very stiff requirements, they can't meet up with so many of these requirements.
They are not stiff.
We hear all sorts of stories.
No, they're not stiff. It's just for people to sit down and do a proper plan. Packaging is one very important thing which people have not taken for. That's why I said this. What has happened for some time has made Nigerians going to think well. People have not gone into presentation, making your product in line with what is expected abroad. I heard recently when they were talking about Gary, somebody bringing Gary. That was strange. All we are saying that we have a lot in this economy that we can repackage or do whatever and then be accepted abroad. Because of our previous arrangement of making ourselves in a very shoddy manner. And that's why those things were not. But I think what has happened, I like it one way, because if you look at the war, civil war in those days drove the Easterners to develop the bomb, the Bonigwe. Remember those times? I don't know whether you get where, because Bonigwe, nobody expected that to be developed in this country, but they did it. But I'm saying, with the scarcity that has come, that's why I want to answer Mark. It doesn't mean we should relax. The scarcity came, it drove all of us to think of export to end dollar, to further coming here. And that will continue to go for a long time. So if we've not tested the export side, that's why I want to believe that they should look at that export drive as a major thing for government, because we have a lot to be exported in this country.
Okay, in other words,
when Chamberlain talked about the 60% policy on manufacturers, are they actually getting that at the moment?
In the last arrangement, it will be difficult to monitor. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think that asking the bank to not do it fully, with them checking them. Look, if remember one of the policies they put in place, that as soon as the sale is done, they will send the examiner after the bank to look at how it was appropriated. That's a very fine policy. So no bank who knows the examiner will go after them, will do whatever they did. I want to appeal to CBN to ensure that thing is actually followed through. What I'm saying is that if those allocations are supposed to be, and they are clearly written, the bank would not want to go outside that, even though there are stiff penalties awaiting them for such infraction. That's what I'm saying. So I think let's give them a chance, because we've seen the immediate effect of the thing they did within the first few days. Like I said, the major one was that people were hiding their dollars, started bringing them out. That's speculation. Let's get at the speculators from the economy. Let's get them out. Let's see policies that will make us have more dollar, and that will further drive down the price.
That means we also need to do something about exporting.
That's what I'm saying. You see, all my talk all along I've been talking about export drive. We need to export some of our things. There are people who need our value. You'll be surprised when you get to UK and America. People want to eat Nigerian food.
But we have to rely on some of the policies back here to make that happen. Many will tell you, look, well, at the moment it costs far much more to produce those goods here and export them. Look at power. All of those challenges still exist.
Yeah, you see, people say that, but maybe they have not sat down to articulate a business plan. I kept saying this. If you really look at that, if you export and you bring it in dollars and you convert it to the local market value, you will see that you will make more money. You will get to areas of profit, exchange rate profit, and profit from your main operation. If you plan that into your business, you will see that all this talk about cost of production is not there, because you need to. I agree we need some basic assistance, infrastructural development like the power, water, and all this stuff. But I think it's a gradual process. By the time the government get their act together on the power, and the power is to be stable, yeah, it will drive down the cost of production. That itself will be good. But this thing should not be seen from just one. It should be seen on a holistic basis to be able to see that, yes, they are moving in the right direction and we are sure what we want to get.
You know, for those who say that they haven't seen anything to incentivize the supply side, have you seen anything to do that?
The supply side. I think, like I said, the supply side, from what has happened, supply side improved. This policy of
because if he says that multinationals or foreign, if they want to bring in their dollars into the country at 305, that is not guaranteed that they take back or repatriate.
That is why I said. That's why I said. I think it's a step. This one they have just done is a step to signal that there's a better program to come. I think that's a major aspect because the FDIs, when they bring in their fund, they want to be sure they take it back when they want to go. The multinational too want to be sure that. But if the CBN capitalizes on those they have done and further look at what you do to encourage more inflows of dollar into the country, that's another major. That's why the way I assess it is it's a good step in the right direction, but we need to do more according to the Lagos Chamber of Commerce at the other time, by encouraging such people to bring in more funds into this country. And then by the time you have a free market where you have more supply, everybody will now adjust and know that, yeah, economic rent would have been driven out. The major thing I want us to take from this program, we must collectively fight to get those people who run trip. The same thing about fuel subsidy. That's what we fought, and we think they said they don't have fuel subsidy now. I think this one is even more dangerous than fuel subsidy. But a few people were making money on us. Fuel subsidy was generally for everybody, but few people who could sit down somewhere and get dollar at whatever price.
Well, we'll see how the banks respond to this one, if they will liberalize those restrictions on the Naira and dollar cards. But we'll have to thank you for coming on this morning. Mr. Eddie Osarinho is a former president, Finance Houses Association of Nigeria. We will be back in a moment. Don't go away.